好啦，刚才倒垃圾9点，我还真的不知道我附近9点多有垃圾车可以倒，还好可以丢。查一下才知道，然后就顺便去那个永和豆浆买早餐，没有买晚餐，靠背，买晚餐，我我的旁边的路口，就我平常在丢的时间是晚上7点10分左右，然后另一个路口8点半，然后再更另外一个路口9点15分，然后还好有让我查到9点15分那一个。不然就真的爆开了，一大包垃圾要到礼拜4才能丢，会死人的。
You're back. Nice to see you again.
我明明就是要离开，你怎么说我要来？
On another adventure, are we?
Are we?
It's not like her to forget.
我到现在还有一点恍神呢，糟糕。
I didn't keep you waiting, did I?
Not at all. I was just at the post office. Gran told me to expect a package, but it looks as if she forgot to send it. She didn't send me an owl this week either. Perhaps she's busy with her research.
完了，你祖母会不会出事？
What was she sending you?
Only some feed she's been developing. I was going to give it to Professor Howen for the measles.
What kind of research is she doing?
It varies from week to week, but it's always to do with creatures. Last week she was studying leg knots in plimpies.
What did you find out about the dragon you were tracking?
I realized that she didn't know the poachers had her egg, so when she left Horntail Hall, she would have headed straight to her nest. I went back to the tent and tracked her flight.
How do you track a dragon long after she's gone?
Tree canopies, burn marks, things like that.
好猛！
Well done. You certainly know what you're doing.
I can't be certain, but I have an idea of one place she may have been heading. I thought we might go and see it for ourselves.
Of course. Shall we leave now?
If that's all right. I want to see how she's faring if she had a collar on. And she's likely frantic about her egg. Here we are. I do think this is where we'll find her. The terrain's typical of where the breed would nest.
他还算有良心，没有叫你从那个火米村
They likely
一路
camped
走
here
过
and
去。
logged her patterns. Perhaps nabbed her first and then her egg. Dragons are hard enough to wrangle, let alone maternal ones.
You got all of that from simply standing here?
You'd be surprised how easy it is to think like a poacher. Shall we see if she's home? We only need to return her egg.
你们怎么会觉得把蛋还给一只龙不会有任何危险呢？
That sounds straightforward enough.
We should be in and out. Then we can be finished with the poachers once and for all.
I don't suppose you've thought about keeping it, have you?
No, it belongs to her. Keeping it will make me just as bad as the poachers.
If you're right about finding her here, how do we go about returning the egg?
Her nest will likely be in the heart of her den, which she will be keeping guard over. It might also be more charred than anywhere else I
他在
imagine.
那边守着，然后你要把蛋还给人家，人家直接把你当偷蛋贼吧。
Well then, let's find our dragon and return her egg.
Wonderful. If she sees us flying about, she might take it as a sign of aggression or food. We should stay on foot.
为什么徒步前进就不会被当食物啊？
Let's not agitate her.
哇
Goodness
塞！
knows she's been through enough already. I'm ready when you are.
我头好痛，走过去就不会被当食物，可以。干！
There she is, above us. She did make it home safely.
救命啊！这什么逻辑啊？走路就不会被当食物啊？哦，干！
Poor thing must be worried sick, wondering what happened to her egg.
For what it's worth, she doesn't seem to have spotted us yet.
Let's hope it stays that way. At least until we've done what we came to do.
Protego! Expelliarmus! Depulso! Confringo!
I wonder how many they brought to capture her. At least 10 usually.
There she is again.
She's breathtaking. Fantastic.
From a distance.
I wonder how good her eyesight is.
I beg your pardon?
I don't imagine the poachers fed her well. And from a distance, we probably look exactly like sheep to her. Hebrideans love sheep.
How lucky for us.
看起来真好吃。妈的！
Watch your step.
Pity. She must have been starved to pick off a grubhorn.
Or
直
just
角
raring
兽
for a fight.
就跟我一样，渴求一战。他妈的战！
Quiet. What was that?
Hello，你儿子在我这里，你小心一点。干。
Over here.
啊，不能够直接过来了。可恶！
Watch out. It's her domain. She'll make sure we know it. Keep it. We've just got to make it to the nest. Not a warm welcome.
It's a little too warm, if you ask me.
太温暖了。
I don't suppose she listened to reason.
I'd normally try, but we're well past that. Get to that opening below her.
还好他不会假动作，结果要3发之类的。
Get to the nest. Look, underneath her. I think we're close.
呜！ 我很快，我很快，妈，不要催我。
There's the nest. We're almost there. Why is every bridge here broken?
Reparo.
每个都坏的。
Now,
好，我
if
看
we
到了，
just
他们要
return
把
it
那个东
we
西
can
演完。
hopefully make it out without too much fuss.
哎呦，居然！
That was brilliant. And did you see how clever? She left us perfectly unharmed.
没有，我吃了一把火球。
Creatures are a lot cleverer than most people realize.
That's what Gran always says. The important thing is that we survived it. And we returned her egg. Thank you for doing this with me. Wouldn't blame you one bit if you wanted to head back to the castle and never think about dragons again.
Shall we head back? I'm ready if you are.
I am. After our dragon rescue at Hauntel Hall, I half expect to be ambushed by poachers any time I'm not in the castle.
Understandable. We did sabotage their fighting ring and steal a dragon egg from them.
True. True. So why haven't they come after us? It's not like them to let things lie. Unless...
Unless what?
Unless they haven't let things lie. Oh no, I can't believe I didn't see it. We need to leave. I need to send an owl. How could I have been so blind?
你奶奶出事了，对不对？可是这个就不知道哪时候才会再出来。我是觉得奶奶那边应该出事了啊。
I was wondering when I'd see you again. Let's look at what we have, shall we?
看我买什么啊？
Let me know if there's anything else I can do to help.
幻术配方，繁殖圈幻术配方，就顺便买一下吧。
Let's look at what we have, shall we? Nothing like finding just the right thing, is there?
好，然后继续破任务。好，破任务。娜娜这里。 哎，CY，我问一下哦，你是什么学员啊？刘文克劳啊，你看，像我们这边是因为主线才学到不射咒那一些东西，雷文克劳一样吗？还是说学到不射咒那一些咒语的状况不一样？
So frustrating. You wanted to speak with me, mother?
我们这边是为了帮助同学救他的妹妹，所以中间学到不射咒啊。
Your message mentioned your concern about an unusual creature that was spotted in the woods near Hogsmeade. That could have been anything.
其他都一样。所以你那边有一个同学妹妹有问题，然后中间去解密室学不射咒这样。
She sent me an owl telling me that you have been trying to collect evidence of some kind against dark wizards. She berated me for not keeping a closer eye on you, and she is right. I do not want you visiting Hogsmeade.
纳塞巴哦，所以其他学员那边纳塞巴是他们一样存在，只不过说
not meddle in the affairs of dangerous people.
哦 ，OK，
Someone
了
had
解。
meddled in Matabeleland, father would still be with
所以
us.
同学是一样的。
I
不会
must
说
get
因为
to
学员
class.
不同，同学就不
Perhaps
一
your
样。
friend can get you to listen to reason.
哇，
So frustrating.
那我觉得有点可
She
惜就
never
是了。
listens to me.
但也是啊，如果要是要连同学都不一样，支线都不一
Is
样
that，a term of endearment?
游戏其实
It is
会做
specific
得
to
更大。
I am the unusual creature in
我是
Hogsmeade.
觉得有点可惜啊，但真的做会太
Self-transfiguration
大。
is not taught at Hogwarts, so I am
霍
gently
格华兹是
discouraged
本来
from
游戏就已经
practicing
很
it.
大了，这个再分下去，哇，要多挤进去了。
And it is in my gazelle form that I have been able to wander the highlands rather freely until now. Much to my mother's chagrin. That is how I managed to spy on Rookwood and Harlow.
Were you born an animagus, or did you learn to become one?
Animagi are not born. The process is quite elaborate. It involves holding a mandrake leaf in one's mouth for an entire month, then placing the leaf in a crystal phial so that it is
因为
imbued
我
with
个
moonlight,
人本来是以
then
为
adding one of
说
your，own hairs.
可能每一个学员都有专属的
Self-transfiguration
那
is
个
common
同
among
学
students
之
at
类的。
Wagadu,
我啦
but Professor
我原本
Weasley
是以为
considers
说
it
每一个
much
学
too
员会
dangerous
不
to
一样。
teach at Hogwarts.
Can you choose what form your animagus will take?
Oh no.
玩4
A
次
person's
希望你
animagus
就不
form is
求没有
determined
游
by
戏
their
玩啊，
personality.
对不对？
My mother is convinced that my form is a gazelle because I adapt well to any
名
situation.
副其实
I
的玩一
believe
年
it。is because I can sense danger and keep my wits about me.
How does it feel to transform into an animal?
Well, the first time it can be a bit unnerving. I felt a kind of searing pain and a strong double heartbeat. But it gets easier the more you do it. I no longer feel any pain, and I must say, I find a sense of comfort in the double heartbeat. And I love being able to view the world from a different perspective.
Now the nickname makes sense. What an extraordinary ability to have.
It is. I love transforming, but Mother is less enthusiastic about it. She says that no creature, especially one as rare as a gazelle, should be bounding about where poaching has become so prevalent. She claims that she has foreseen tragedy befall me in my gazelle form. But she has used her sight to control me too many times. I no longer believe it.
完了，要不信了。
She's concerned for your safety. It may be best for you to stay away from Hogsmeade for now.
That may be safe, but I do not believe that it would be best. Do you? You could have fled the moment you discovered that Rookwood, Harlow, and Ranrock were after you, but you did not. I choose to act
变
as
什么动
you
物是看人
have.
的
I
个
must
性，你
deal
觉得
with
你会
Rookwood
变
and
成什么
Harlow,
动物？
not hide from them. My mother cannot know where I am all the time.
宝可梦可以吗？
Thank you for
我
being
想当卡
here
比兽。
during that rather awkward conversation.
我 每天吃跟睡打架就好了，多开心啊！没有啊，松鼠它还要去找食物啊。卡比说只要躺在那边就会有人为了要抓你还是怎么样，都是自己送上门的啊，对不对？可以啊。有没有？我说有没有道理？然后我就把那一群直接一巴掌扒下去，把那个食物抢过来。打不赢就睡觉，奈我何。
You're here. Good.
Sebastian, that relic you mentioned.
I believe one of Slytherin's students stumbled upon the relic during an assignment to study sarcophagi in this catacomb. From what I read in a report by the student, they weren't permitted to take it with them, so I must assume it's still here. As I mentioned earlier, this relic grants its holder the power to reverse dark magic curses. If it's in this catacomb, I have to find it. For Anne. I need to see her.
我已经好久没有打宝可梦了。应该说，那一次破完，我不会为了去打那个多人钛金战特别去开游戏，就对我来说还好。另外就是我一直在玩别的游戏啊。 我知道有很多很强大的那个宝可梦都有那个限定出来，没错。
Unfortunately, there's no name on it, but I suspect if it was important enough for Slytherin to stash in his spellbook, it's worthy of further study.
I'm ready to explore the catacomb. Perhaps we can visit Anne when we finished.
Perfect.
不过这几天我应该会买那个吧。
You didn't tell him what we were doing, did you?
I didn't. I promise.
云盘的 DLC 合集。
Ominous would be livid if he knew what we were about to do. I'll be interested to compare what lies inside to what I've read about this catacomb.
然后大家都好，然后我查了一下那个。 我查了一下资料，每一个都他妈世界变态的，每一个都说好想要去欺负那一个变坏的乌力，我就啊我，每一个都好想要去欺负乌力哦，我觉得太邪恶了。 但毕竟因为我前篇的DLC还没有玩，所以我也不知道他到底是什么性格。反正你讨厌。
I'm sure that foul smell is the scent of success. Try not to lose your nerve just yet.
At least now we know we're not alone here.
Perhaps that was it. The rest of the tomb will be insect-free.
Yeah, spiders aren't insects.
Don't start.
Hmm. 我最期待可以抓地带御三家。哎呦，他小上。哇！好！吓死我！
Protego, Revelio.
This room is taller than it looks.
Opening all of these is tempting.
哪一次抓那个御三家不让人期待的，都很期待。
We're here for a reason. I'd say opening them all is justified.
Wingardium Leviosa.
我有看到那个网络上，其实很多人都有在做宝可梦的挑战，
In an inconspicuous loft.
就像是那个什么，像是那个你去每一个城镇哦，应该说你去每一条道路，像假设我今天去到2号道路好了，我只能够抓我进入这一个道路之后第一只遇到的怪之类的。然后就要用那一些去挑战那个 BOSS 之类的，还有说什么自己的宝可梦不可以超过当前道馆的东西。我觉得他们好厉害，可以想到一大堆莫名其妙的东西。哦，对耶，御三家都开出来了，神兽都开出来了，这次图鉴会越来越大哎，这次又更大了。确实没错。太近。啊，这个不算火。这个居然不算火。
Revelio.
Watch your step. I nearly slipped there.
Leviosa. Accio. Bombarda. Defender. Leviosa. Accio. Springo. Sendo. Leviosa.
等一下，为什么我觉得我同学的那个杀伤力比较高？可恶
No longer feels like a tomb. I've read about catacombs that underwent expansion efforts and ran into problems, often cave-ins.
And then were abandoned.
这一次好多神兽都跑出来了。
We'll be fine though.
Confringo.
就历代那一些神兽都跑出来，我说哦，我干，这神兽都是一把抓随便出的吗？搞不好练好几年的主角才练多久？不，主角天选之人呐、啊！开玩笑。
Now this is the sort of great room I want to be buried in.
Surrounded by grandeur.
Grandeur and then some. Even an old bones. Lovely.
Bones outside a sarcophagus. Seems odd.
好，居然打不破。
Expelliarmus.
居然。
Revelio.
哦。我操！
There's something here by the altar.
用骨骸做钥匙。
What did you find?
Revelio. Reparo. Looks like part of a student's diary. It mentions plans to return for the relic and conjuring barricades using bones.
Of course. The student's summary referenced the space beyond the Great Room, which means this can't be a dead end. Let's divide and conquer. You work on sorting out the bone barricades, I'll look around and see what we missed. Hold on to that diary entry. There may be more to it.
It does mention something else. It says their next assignment was learning the Imperius curse.
Really? Interesting. We need to focus on moving beyond this room. But let me think for a moment.
Do you think the pages were left here on purpose?
Slytherin mentioned a student who excelled in charms and always carried a satchel stuffed full of notes. They might have been left on purpose, or the student may have simply dropped them.
Of course. I'll start to search for those barricades.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
There's more to this than even I imagined. Look, bones stacked oddly on either side of this archway.
Leave no stone unturned. Or in this case, no bone. Revelio. Accio. Defender. Bombarda.
Bombarda.
We've made it this far, but clearly we have more to do. Accio. Confringo. Tracy. I need to find a safe way across.
哎，不要挡路。
Bombarda. Confringo.
哦。
Lumos. Confringo.
哎，
Lumos. Confringo.
哎。What the fuck? What? 为什么不能点火
Lumos.
对啊，我火堆不是在这吗？为什么不能点火
Confringo.
干，要多来几下。哼，看这样子吗？好哦。
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Rickety bone bridge complete.
Ha.
Accio.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Accio. Revelio. Accio.
Oh. Hey.
Revelio.
就这样，就这。
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
还不够。
Bombarda. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
If this archway's been barricaded, we can find a way through.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio.
所以
We're in a tomb. I assume eerie sounds come with the territory. Wingardium Leviosa.
Wingardium Leviosa.
You've done it. I knew we'd get through. I felt it in my bones.
Nice.
我看到蚊子，烦死了。
Before we trudge on further, I've just realized something.
What?
The student's diary mentions the Imperious Curse. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to need it here. It's an unforgivable, but useful when you're outnumbered. Places the victim completely under the caster's control. So, if you'd like to learn Imperio, I can teach you.
Oh.
It's probably wise to know the spell.
I couldn't agree more. A spell that could save your life shouldn't be unforgivable. You have a lot at stake. You have an ability that evidently no one's seen for centuries.
百年一见的奇才啊
Focus your wand movement. It's not an easy spell to master. Here we go. Something troubling ahead. Be on your guard.
Be on your guard. 这个嘛。
Imperio. Leviosa. Accio. Bombarda.
Hey hey.
Confringo. Depulso. Confringo. Depulso. Expelliarmus. Imperio. Confringo. Potato. Stupid one. Leviosa. Accio. Bombarda. Leviosa. Depulso. Potato. Stupid one. Glacis. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Stupid one. Leviosa. Accio. Bombarda. Imperio. Fringo. Bombarda. Accio. Leviosa. Leviosa. Accio.
Never knew spiders could make such a mess.
Bit dramatic, isn't it? Confringo.
哎，哎，居然可以直接穿过来。
Revelio. Accio.
不要再大蜘蛛了。
Revelio.
为什么你们那么爱大蜘蛛
This catacomb has suffered decay, just as the student's summary described.
I doubt anyone's been here in quite some time.
大蜘蛛 no。你们为什么那么爱大蜘蛛？
Accio. Bombarda.
Another barricade. Considering how well
Accio.
the last one
Guardian Leviosa. How gracious of you.
I try.
Revelio.
看，
Accio.
That worked. Keep going.
Guardian Leviosa. Revelio. Accio.
哎呦，
Revelio. Accio. Guardian Leviosa.
人家变得又傻。
You are head and shoulders above these bones. Nicely done.
耶、
I see why Slytherin's student was so entranced with this place.
Hello。
Imperio. Leviosa. Potato. Stupid. Accio. Bombarda. Stupid. Repulsor. Glacius. Confringo. Stupid one. Repulsor. Expelliarmus. Accio. Accio. Bombarda. Leviosa. Repulsor. Glacius. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Stupid one. Accio. Bombarda. Imperial. Potato. Stupid one. Accio. Repulsor. Glacius. Confringo. Expelliarmus.
耶、
For a moment there, I thought that'd never end.
说还好，这个游戏已经算是很平易近人了。我不能够接受的是像那个什么啊、像那个法环，
Revelio.
我完完全全不能够接受法环那一个尸体留在原地，
Confringo.
我完全不能够接受。那个打死了那个超级大毛蜘蛛，死了那个尸体是在原地留着，然后在那边抽搐的那个我真的没办法，太恶
Dead
心
end.
了。
Lovely. All that for nothing.
Hold on. Don't give up yet. Accio.
我觉得尸体会消失，算是游戏制作组给的最大的恩惠。那个遗物蕴藏着庞大的潜力，它的可能性不只能造福巫师，还能够让整个世界变得更美好。要激发出它的潜能，需要黑魔法献祭，代价可能过于庞大。拜托了，在我们有更深入的了解之前，请不要拿走这个遗物。哇靠，3个
Sebastian, the relic.
哦。
Could it be? The note and rendition of the relic. It matches. This must be where the student left the relic.
I can't believe it. After all this, it lines up. We've really found it.
What do you suppose is meant by the dark sacrifice required to realize the relic's potential?
把人限
I have no idea. But we're here for the relic.
The note advises to leave the relic alone.
I assure you, we were meant to find this. For Anne's sake.
可是就怕是不是要牺牲掉其他人？看那个遗物的遗物本身长那个样子就已经很吵起来，吵起来！我要看到血流成河。
Ominous. Ominous. The sounds we kept hearing. It was you.
You gave me no choice. I had to follow you. Sebastian, please, leave the relic alone. We can find another way to help Anne.
I'm sorry, Ominous, but I'm taking it.
No, you're not. If you won't put it back, then I will.
Hold on, both of you. Sebastian, please, take a step back.
Fine, but Ominous knows I won't step back from a fight.
Can't believe this.
How much did you hear?
Everything. I was glad to hear you tell Sebastian to leave the relic. We need to stand together. Convince Sebastian this is wrong.
And if nothing will change his mind?
Something has to. I need your help.
我觉得光是那个遗物要黑魔法献祭，可能就已经。
You're right. This seems far riskier than Sebastian realizes.
Good. We're agreed. We don't allow him to leave here with the relic.
I do think we should talk to him, but I fear we won't stop him from taking the relic.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting we negotiate. We allow Sebastian to leave with the relic under one condition. After this, no more.
I feel that's what we agreed to in the scriptorium. I'm being taken for a fool.
You're not, Ominous. This may be the only way to keep your friendship intact. Let's trust him to know what's best.
Fine. If I trust him on this, I'm trusting you too. The dark arts seem harmless until it's too late. Go then. Leave with the relic. I'll not say a word more. I hope I don't regret this.
Sebastian, we're ready.
What is it? I haven't changed my mind.
Ominous has. Let's go.
What? Ominous?
I'll explain on the way. Come on.
应该说，我觉得这边是，如果要是那个遗物跟那个遗物需要启动的条件，要是真的有问题的话，就放弃吧。我觉得啦，他这边只是这样子说服，我觉得不够力就是。要怎么走？完了，迷路了。
Well, what happened back there?
Ominous and I found a compromise.
Ominous simply needs a moment with you and he'll change his mind. Is that it?
I told him we ought to give you this chance, that the relic is too important to ignore.
There has to be more to it than that. Tell me.
We agreed on what was needed, Sebastian. You have my word.
I never wanted to keep all this from Ominous. He just doesn't understand. And I didn't want to worry him all over again.
完了，究竟这个好朋友结局会怎么样？现在都还看不清。我觉得照这样演会以失败收场啊，但
That's not like him.
He was troubled, Sebastian. Even though we agreed to it all, it's been a lot to take in.
I thought he understood. He knew we couldn't give up. All of this is too important. For Anne.
赶快猜一下剧本怎么写，搞不好那一个他的好朋友也是为了他妹妹所以失明之类的。
She thinks like ominous. It only upset her.
所以眼睛才会看不见什么的。
Oh no, this isn't good.
Oh!
What is it?
Smoke over there by the hamlet.
Oh!
Feldcroft's in trouble. They're under attack.
Let's hurry.
Revelio. Oh, that was meant for me. That was unimpressive. I've been fighting since before you were born. Here we go. This is funny. Is that the best you can do? What? Escape.
Hey! 啊！远远的一剑啊！身上没有药水啦！
Oh no, this isn't good.
What is it?
Smoke over there. Feldcroft's in trouble. They're under attack.
Let's hurry.
You won't stop me. You can't stop us. You're like... Was that your bet? Oh, pity. Not quite. Rubber up wide.
Ah, 爆炸啦！ Ouch! Ouch! Hey!
But again, I beg you. I can do this for hours.
Ah!
啊！
制裁，你自尽吧。
Boy, what have you done?
Saved my sister.
With an unforgivable curse. From that damned book, no doubt. Your father would be ashamed. You've gone too far, Sebastian. Stay away from her. From all of us.
What did my uncle expect me to do? The Imperious curse saved Anne's life. That goblin was going to kill her.
You did what you had to do.
If I have to keep proving that to my uncle, I will. He cannot banish me from my own home. From my sister.
It might be best to let him calm down a while. May I speak to him? Perhaps I can help to ease the tension a bit.
You may be right. Very well. Probably best if I get away from here for a
其实
while.
我有时候会觉得说，他们的谈根本不是谈，就他们的谈论，其实你到最后跟对方谈，你好像你的主角也没有讲什么真的去反驳对方的话之类的。不论是刚才在那个蜘蛛墓穴里面，还是现在这个，我觉得应该对话都差不多。
Pardon me, Mr. Sallow.
What Sebastian did was inexcusable. You cannot possibly be about to defend him.
Sebastian and I have encountered Ranrock's loyalists before. That goblin would have killed Anne.
This family does not resort to using dark magic even against our enemies. What Sebastian did cannot be undone. That you are defending Sebastian's behavior at all tells me everything I need to know. You are as guilty as he is. Sebastian is to come nowhere near Feldcroft, nowhere near Anne. Unforgivable curses are so named for a reason. If I hear that either of you continues down this path, if either of you uses dark magic, I will notify the headmaster immediately. Why, Sebastian?
Repulsor! Expelliarmus! Glacius! Confringo! Expelliarmus! Levioso! Accio! Bombarda!
什么逻辑？算了，算了，反正基本上剧本就是长那副德行，就算了。完了，我真的觉得，如果要是哪一天我真的是什么类似的故事的人之类的，我大概会变成十恶不赦的坏蛋吧。这其实有的时候在看那个什么啊，西方做的作品之类的，就会很气，说靠北，你们到底有没有在看状况？因为其实很怎么说啊？日本的动漫有的是偶尔，日本的动漫偶尔啦，他们的作品有时候会去带正反方的那一个为何如此做的理由之类的。可是西方的影集或者是什么，就常常会遇到这种状况，就干你娘，你就是十恶不赦，操！ 不是说这样演不好，就是我完全看不到设这个 NPC 是干嘛的。因为毕竟在玩家的视点里面，你看不到他的叔叔做过什么样的努力，所以才导致他现在变成这副德行。你唯一能够在现在这个作品里面看到的，只有 Sebastian 他为了他的妹妹做出了多少的行动而已。啊！撞不到。是啊，我觉得学那些很对啊，只是你用的地方在哪里的问题而已啊。我觉得 Sebastian 至少目前为止，他还没有偏离那一个正道的行为啊，至少现阶段还没有。不然难不成就真的放妹妹就这样子直接被人家干死吗？我个人是不能理解。有的时候就很不喜欢看这种东西。地穴。就端看你怎么做而已啊，主要重点还是看你学了那个东西之后，你用在什么地方。可是叔叔那个样子，还有整个那个巫师世界的氛围，就是你学的就是异类之类的。干，早知道就放那个妹妹直接死在那边好了，我要看他叔叔怎么哭，操！哎，不对，如果要是真的放妹妹死了，那一个叔叔大概又会说你他妈都是 Sebastian 你的错，操！
Did you speak with my uncle?
I wish I had better news about your uncle and Anne.
Well, what did he say?
I'm afraid he wants you nowhere near Feldcroft. Nor Anne.
I had to stop that goblin from killing my sister. He had no right to banish me from my own twin. If he thinks banishing me means I'm going to give up on Anne, he's sorely mistaken.
He also said he cannot excuse the use of dark magic in any form, and that if he hears of either of us using it, he'll go straight to Professor Black.
Huh? That relic, dark magic or not, is the key to saving Anne. To reverse that curse. I will not lose Anne for good. I should send the crest to Anne. She'll know that we need to meet.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
Nothing, just a thought. Now I'm more determined
我充满了决
what
心。
power that relic has.
我他妈充满了决心。
What did you mean you'd send Anne a crest so that she'd know to meet you?
We just lost our parents, and we were packing up to go and live with Solomon. We couldn't take everything. She was carefully organizing her prized possessions, a box of artifacts she'd collected to do with our family. Jewelry, cards, old photographs. She got to her favorite, a handmade crest, and without a second thought she handed it to me. This will keep you safe, she said. It holds no enchantment, but I've kept it with me since. That's how I can reach Anne. I'll get the crest to her with plans to meet.
Be careful, Sebastian. Your uncle could intercept it. We'll be expelled.
Even if Ominous is upset with us, he has no love lost for his family. He'd use their connections to the headmaster if we needed his help.
I shall wait to hear from you then.
Thank you. I very much appreciate you standing by me through all of this. I'll send you an hour when I have news.
啊，这个不知道哪时候了。啊，其实老实讲，在这样子的状况下 ，Sebastian 其实如果要是真的哪一天变成了邪恶的人，或者是反派之类的，我觉得他叔叔都有推一把。我个人觉得啦。那样子的做法只会把人推得更极端而已啊。
Oh, good, you're safe.
There you are. You were in such a state when you left.
奶奶
The poachers got to my gran. Someone recognized me in Horntail Hall and they got to her.
What do you mean? Is she all right?
She's fine, thank goodness. But they were at her house, our house. They assumed I'd sent the egg there. She said they took the whole place apart looking for it, screaming that we'd cost them everything.
I'm sorry, Poppy. I'm glad she's all right. I don't think either one of us could have anticipated that.
I should have known. I underestimated the poachers. And now another creature's in danger.
What do you mean?
The poachers refused to leave empty-handed, so they took valuable journals that Gran had discovered when she was researching rare creatures. One of them contained theories about a secret hiding place of the Snidget, long thought to be extinct.
Exactly what kind of creature is a Snidget?
It's a small bird with golden feathers. It's incredible. It has rotational wings that allow it to dart quickly
可是
in any
其实老实
direction.
讲，
In fact, the golden
因
snitch
为
in
从
Quidditch is based
应
on
该
the
说哈
snidget,
利波特
which
那一
barbarically
代
was
吧，
actually used in the sport
哈利波特
hundreds
那
of
一代
years
史
ago.
莱哲林一直都是很注重
Why would
血统
Snidgets
论
be valuable to
的调
poachers?
调。
They could make more money with snidgets
Sebastian
than
其实
they
没
ever
有
would
啊
have fighting dragons. The golden snidget's feathers and eyes are incredibly valuable. That's
啊，
why
你
they're
说
believed
那
to
个
be
奥米的
extinct.
后代
They
会
were
变成那个
hunted
样
out
子，
of
也不知道奥米
existence
到底
by
发
the
生了什么
kind.
事情。
If the poachers
奥米
found
我
some
记得
now,
他
I
好
can't
像
bear
也
to
不是很
think
喜
about the
欢，
horrific way they'd
只
be
是他
bred
无
and
能力
killed from
没有
birth.
能力去改变那一个看法而
Where
已。
exactly are these Snidgets allegedly
我要是
hidden?
记得没
Gran
错的
says
话
the，journals were a bit cryptic,
就
which
他
is
不
good.
他不喜欢他
Perhaps the
的
poachers
亲戚
would
那
be
一套，
clever
可
enough
是
to
他没有
find
能力去
the
改
birds.
变。
From what she recalls, the journals
在这
only
一
noted
个
that the
游
key
戏
to
里
finding
面，
them
史
lay
莱
in
哲
the
林的
moonlight.
人反而
Gran thinks it can be narrowed down
跟
to
你
a
亲近
handful
的
of
人都没有特
locations.
别去看重血统论。
I take it you aren't going to let the poachers anywhere near the Snidgets.
Gran wants me to stay out of it, but I know she's devastated that poachers might go after the Snidgets, if they still exist. We had the element of surprise on our side when we saved that dragon, but the poachers will be watching for us now.
We need allies. Others who hate the poachers enough to help us, who value creatures as much as...
Merlin's beard! You're a genius! The centaurs! They'd want the Snidgets protected at all costs.
我什么都没讲，你自己讲。
Sounds as if we need to go and talk to the centaurs.
We'll need to be careful in how we approach them. Tensions with them are high.
我什
Still,
么
I
都没
think they
讲。
may be our only hope. Let me think on it. I'll let you know as soon as I have a plan.
好好哦好，你说了算。就反而这款游戏里面所谓的史莱哲林的人，反而都还蛮正常的。我个人认为啦。没逼之外公就吹他是创始人后代，没有啊，我说的是奥米他本身，奥米的亲戚他们就他的家人们对于血统论很执着，可是奥米本人没有啊，感觉啦，奥米本人感觉就还好啊。 这个游戏里面跟你要好的都还没有到那种程度啊。布莱克家不就出了个天然气？
Hello there.
Hello, Amit. Do I recall you saying that you speak gobbledygook?
I did. I mean, I do. Speak it. Is this to do with the goblin I saw you with in Hogsmeade?
It is. His name is Lodgok. We could use your help with something. He's waiting for me near a goblin mine. Would you be willing to help?
Of course. How exciting. I mean, well, might this be dangerous?
I think he simply wants to show me something that involves gobbledygook. If it helps, he's a friend of Sirona's.
Good to hear. Good to hear. If Sirona trusts him, then I feel much better.
Lodgok is waiting. Shall we go?
Of course. I just want to check the pronunciation of a couple of key terms first. So I will meet you there.
Revelio.
Mamma mia! 在哪里呀？好远。Hello, man.
Revelio. A friend who speaks gobbledygook is meeting us. Before he arrives, perhaps you could tell me why we're here?
Of course. Unfortunately, presenting Ranrock with the Helmet of Urtkot did not have the effect I'd hoped.
Because he knew the details surrounding its plunder, he presumed I'd had help from a witch or wizard in retrieving it.
How else did he expect Goblinkind to get the helmet back? Seems he has no interest in making amends with you.
I'm afraid we do not have the luxury of rational expectation when it comes to Ranrock. Damn Bragbor and his blasted journals.
Bragbor?
An ancestor of Ranrock's, renowned metal worker. If we are to work together, I suppose I must tell you more. Not long ago, Ranrock sent me to collect a recently unearthed set of Bragbor's journals. They described repositories that Bragbor had been commissioned to build for a group of witches and wizards.
What do you mean, repositories?
Large, magically fortified receptacles crafted from goblin metal. Ranrock recruited others to help me locate the repositories. We were to search anywhere that was connected to 5 names mentioned in the journals. Rackham, Fitzgerald, Bakar, Morganach, and Rookwood.
Rookwood Castle.
That is where we began our search.
Why does Ranrock care so much about these repositories?
He cares about what they contain. For centuries, wizards have refused to share their magical knowledge with goblins. Your kind will not even let us carry wands. Thus, many goblins, myself included, have spent our lives mistrusting wizard kind. Ranrock was convinced that the repositories contained a magical power that wizards wanted to keep for themselves. He is determined to take it for goblin kind. But
Here comes my friend Amit. Probably best to continue our conversation later.
Greetings, Lodgok. It is an honor, sir.
You speak gobbledygook.
Oh, Bacalio.
Enough. Please. To be gobbledygook.
Yes. Perhaps my pronunciation was a bit off. I imagine certain
干
dialects.
学半天被人家抢。
Pronunciation is not the issue. I barely recognize that as language. I trust you can read gobbledygook better than you can speak it.
I can, Sir Lodgok.
Just Lodgok. Thankfully, we only need someone who can decipher written
Oh,
plans,
man.
since I cannot join you in the mine.
What written plans? And why can't you come with us?
We need some idea of what Ranrock knows or is plotting. I suspect a careless loyalist may have left plans behind. And I'm unable to join you because I cannot risk anyone reporting my presence to Ranrock. All you need to do is not be seen, either by the eye above the enchanted door or a loitering loyalist.
Man.
Armit and I can do this.
I will await your return.
Oh,
I shall see you soon.
公三小。妈的，好糗！妈，如果是我，当场就要把自己埋了吧。
What are Armit and I to do again?
Remain unseen to pass through the enchanted doorway to the mine. Once inside, study any plans you may find.
Armit and I can do this.
I will await your return.
Yes, of course. The door is looking at us.
So rarely prepare one for reality. A real goblin mind. It's even grander than I had expected. I cannot believe I met a goblin.
Let's just learn what we can and get out.
Look at this lift. Impressive workmanship for so simple a device.
Impressive workmanship aside, it's the only way forward.
你不要告诉我你在讲妖精语，不要亵渎我们的语言。在我的眼里，他讲的话是这个意思。
I still can't believe we're inside a real goblin.
Oh.
I've read about mines like this.
Achios.
Seeing it is something else altogether.
Keep your wits about you, Armit. I'll get you through this mine.
Hey.
Who's there?
Achios.
Lucky asshole!
I've been fighting.
Expelliarmus. Glacius. Confringo.
Glance off of me. Not quite. I'm a goblin, not a toy!
That was a little more than I'm used to.
Accio. Get us through here safely, Armit. You have my word. We're being watched by a door.
I'll be quiet.
Hey, 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 hey. 是水烂。
You like a pair of marker from one of the adventure books I read during the summer holidays.
Let's take a look around, Armit. See if we can find any plans. Revelio.
Bound to be plans around here somewhere. A schematic. They're building something. I can't quite make it out. Curious.
I will get to the bottom of what they've been building down here.
屠城！爆炸了！
I will make it.
Potato.
到底什么东西在射我？你他妈根本手上就没有东西！现在送10份订阅会不会送到我自己？我觉得会。我这边本来就没有多少人，你送10份订阅，基本上应该吧。而且你搞不好会送到外国人的账号。
Fascinating to see gobbledygook written in a goblin hand. The flourishes are extraordinary.
我后来才知道，有那个我有跟群组里面的讨论过这件事，就说，因为有一些外国人的账号，那一些就是免洗账号，然后就是为了要洗那一种，你是真人，然后你确实有在观看，所以他就把那个人头账号直接随意的丢到各个频道里面去看影片。 这样子，然后他也完全不互动，时数够了，他就会变成那个真正的人头账，然后就会变成说，哦，你那一个账号就是之后卖那个观看数用的账号这样子。没有，没那种东西。 我的群组不是那种东西，我的群组是玩手机游戏里面一群人的那种账号，一群人的那一种群组而已。
Revelio，
不知道怎么走。
If I'm translating this correctly, and I think that I am, they're building something rather large. But what? There must be more notes around here. What could they be building?
Potato, tracing, confringo. This is almost too easy. Does Hogwarts teach you nothing about jewelry?
Hey.
Confringo. Right way. Coming back this way. Depulso. Expelliarmus. Confringo.
Oh, yeah.
Depulso. Bombarda. How nice of you to stop by. Leviosa. Imperial. Ouch. Protego. Leviosa. Accio.
Ouch.也太多只。
Oh, this really is too much.
Stay close. I've handled much worse.
Another boiler. This place is more complex than I had expected.
真多东西。
Another schematic. What are they going to build? This mine is too small for whatever it is.
Confringo!
Confringo!
Revelio!
Repulsor! 快走，快走！
Revelio!
还要走回去。看 Frank， 再要往那边。很多路，可是我不知道怎么走。 Hello, it's me, Mario. Hey.
Bombarder. Someone been taken out. One less human to worry about.
这种弓箭的比较麻烦，其他我觉得都好。我靠！
Why can't I? Seems you're right. Put me down. Akira. No sense. Leviosa.
How many of them are there?
That should be the last of them, I think.
Ah.
Revelio. Accio.
能拉。诶。
Revelio.
Clever.
Oh.
Confring. Accio.
OK。哦，可是这个是开哪里？哦，电梯吗？是哎。
I think I've found all the plans. I'd best keep looking.
哎，回来了，这回去的路哦。啊，2等。
This is not good. They're building enormous drills,
砖头
bigger than this mine could contain.
我的
Let's get
砖
out of here and
头
tell Lodcock what we found.
是能够突破天际的砖头。
I need a moment to catch my breath. This was more than I bargained for.
I'm glad you came with me, Amit. Now that we know what they're up to, we can get out of here.
人家一个乖乖牌的占星好学生，就这样子被主角带
We're
坏。
almost out of here, Amit. Look, the lift.
A welcome sight indeed.
有没有完全被带坏？啊！你带我去干了什么？
Can we please talk about what just happened?
That wasn't so bad, was it?
It was. It really was. I'm afraid I've had enough adventure for one day. For a lifetime, perhaps.
Thank you, Amit. I couldn't have done it without you. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to have a word with Lodgok.
Understood? I'll leave you to it. Your goblin secrets are safe with me, but I get to write the book about this escapade someday. Without further ado, adieu.
Adieu.
They're building enormous drills. We found their plans. Ranrock must be searching for the repositories.
I fear you are correct. Other than Rookwood Castle, however, I do not know where else he plans to search.
I've been wondering about something else you said before we entered the mine.
Yes?
If you share Ranrock's views, then why are you helping me?
I expected Rookwood Castle to be deserted when I arrived to begin my search. So was surprised to find a witch there who had set up a sort of improvised research site. She was studying something so intently that she almost didn't notice me. When she looked up, I thought she would react with fear or disdain. But instead she did something that I will never forget. Without a moment's hesitation, she smiled and asked me to sit with her. She told me that she was a researcher and showed me a small, oddly shaped container with a strange symbol on it. She was certain it was made of goblin metal, but was unable to open it. She wanted to work together.
Miriam.
Yes. But how did you...
Professor Fig's wife. He told me of her research, and I know of the container.
Ah. The reverence with which she talked of goblins and their intelligence and skill, it caught me entirely off guard. I'd never been treated with such respect by a witch or wizard. So, to my surprise, I let her study the container if she would allow me to search the castle on my own. We parted ways, with her promising to share what she'd learned. More of Ranrock's recruits arrived, and we began to dig, eventually locating the first repository. Ranrock was thrilled with our discovery, but furious when I told him about Miriam. Berated me for trusting a witch, and I heard she had been killed.
You think Ranrock murdered her?
I don't want to believe it, but I don't know. After that, something shifted in me. I had seen how the power from the repositories was transforming Ranrock, transforming all of them. I could no longer remain a part of it.
Thank you, Lord Cock, for telling me this.
I tell you all of this so that you understand what is at stake. Ranrock never found all of Bragbor's journals, but the ones he did find suggest that Bragbor at some point built a repository far greater in size than the one beneath Rookwood Castle. What you've discovered here today worries me deeply. If Ranrock learns of the location of that repository, I fear we shall be destined for a great war. I will find out what Ranrock knows. Watch for my owl.
突然之间，世界就要大战了。站起来，站起来，血流成河！好远，怎么这么远？太远了吧！
Wonder who lives here.
Come now, don't be tempted.
I thought my owl might pique your interest.
I came as soon as I could.
I'd been so preoccupied by all that happened with Ominous in the catacomb, not to mention my uncle's reaction, that I'd almost forgotten what it was that struck me about that triptych. This is the view painted on the canvas that was left on it.
That's incredible. You know this area well.
And while I was waiting for you, I scouted around and discovered an abandoned mine nearby. surrounded by Ranrock's loyalists.
Do you think there's a connection to the triptych?
I've no idea, but perhaps they're searching it, the way they did Rookwood Castle and Isidora's Manor. How do we want to handle this?
We need to see what they're doing, but let's not draw their attention.
Very well.
And I still have that rune symbol we found on the triptych. If there is a connection, I suspect we'll see that symbol again.
Okay.
After you.
我们要不被对方发现，然后就直接 A 过去。
There they are up ahead.
I'll let you lead. I'll be quieter.
No one enters this mine. Kill anyone who tries.
Ranrock's loyalists are out for blood.
但其实老实讲，就以游戏本身来说，我觉得他比较鼓励你直接 A 过去啊，因为毕竟还有所谓的消灭敌人之数去算经验值，你懂我的意思吗？就他刚才我们在打的时候，上面不就一直有在冒说那个你消灭了几只妖精，然后要到90只之类的。
We make a good team.
We do at that.
所以实际上游戏其实有点变相在鼓励你去杀
Once
圣，
again, we could fight our way through or be discreet.
You know which one I'd choose.
你知道我会怎么选择？那你一定是直接 A 过去啊！
Perhaps we can find an alternate route up ahead.
Sneaking around has its appeal. We're making quick progress.
这里是哪里
？Rebellion.
啊，直接这样绕过来。
Revelio. Places.
One there.
Quietly now.
对不起啦，误触。
For better or for worse, we're in.
You ought to cut back on pudding. Mistook you for a troll the other day. Who's that?
Ah.
This mine looks like a tomb.
It was closed after accidents were reported. Now I see why.
Confringo. Revelio. I don't see any goblins in these webs.
Too disgusting for even a spider to prey on.
哎，要按2次哦。
Are in here? Too many. They definitely think there's something here they want. Accio, Wingardium Leviosa. Bombarda. Confringo. Revelio.
OK。我说真的啊，一个学生可以这样子蹬墙跳，没多少人能做到吧
Revelio. It's no wonder spiders give people goosebumps.
Could be the hairy legs, or the soulless eyes, or the venomous fangs, or any number of endearing qualities, really.
Smashing.
Should have thought to conjure stairs.
Expelliarmus. Confringo.
然后这里。
That bridge has seen better days.
Reparo.
Ah. 蜘蛛
Confringo. Glacius. Expelliarmus. Repulsor. Glacius. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Imperial. Protego. Stupefy. Accio. Bombarda.
没事，没事。
Confringo.
We're making quick work of them.
Professor Hecat would be proud.
She would at that. Ranrock's loyalists have all but declared war.
Lumos. Confringo.
Oh. 地球仪。都忘记了。
Lumos.
Lumos.
Repulsor. Confringo. Expelliarmus.
We've still not seen a single rune symbol.
I think we're going to be a bit distracted from runes for a moment.
An unwelcome distraction.
We have another fight on our hands.
Why am I not surprised?
我不意外。
Looks like I've been at this for hours. I've seen anything like that before.
Confringo.
好大只！打起来，打起来！
We certainly cleared the room.
I don't know why Gryffindors get credit for bravery. We Slytherins are teeming with it.
And we have much more fun to fight.
为什么格莱芬多有勇气，我们史莱哲林？
Revelio.
好哦，行行，当然可以。
Revelio.
Have a look around in peace. A rune symbol above the cabin door.
Ranrock's loyalists never knew to look for it.
Revelio.
太有勇气了。
Confringo.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
勇气。哦，这个世界仿佛化作一阵水雾飘回到我身边。我失去意识多久了？我只记得他的双眸两眼空洞无神。没错，眼神中的哀伤消失了，但同时，我还记得自己看着痛苦消散时，内心里感到一阵快乐。但接着一切都开始逐渐变了。我倒下的时候肯定是撞击到头部，我感受不到也看不见伤痕，但有抽痛的感觉。但愿这不是黑死病才好，至少他不再感到痛苦了。
What do you have there?
A journal entry by Isadora.
Hopefully it will help us unravel more of this mystery.
Sebastian, I think I found something. A canvas piece.
Brilliant. Our efforts weren't in vain after all. Still, something about this place feels odd.
Revelio.
看看塞巴斯汀。
If the triptych led us here to find this bit of canvas, we can probably assume that Isadora Morganach was here.
She seems to have been everywhere.
But if she was using the Undercroft, and the cellar beneath her manor in Feldcroft, why would she create this space?
And why hide it behind cryptic rune symbols? And ancient magic that no one but you could see?
Isadora and Percival Rackham, another of the Keepers, could see traces of ancient magic too.
Rackham? I haven't heard his name before.
Here's are some of the memories I've seen. I don't think he and Isadora saw eye to eye on how this magic should be used.
This is all rather baffling. Let's take the canvas back to the triptych. Perhaps the answers are there. This place is odd, to be sure, but I'm fascinated by it. Now.
飞。
And now for the moment of truth.
It has to fit. Please tell me you recognize the location in this bit of canvas.
The good news is I do, in fact.
And the bad news?
这样子你看得出来。
We're in for more trouble. I know that coast. Ranrock has taken over a huge mine in the surrounding area. Morinweem has suffered for it. It's as bad as Feldcroft's become. Should we head there now?
We should wait.
Why?
All this time, we've been a step behind Ranrock. I may know someone who could help us get ahead.
Who is that?
A friendly goblin. He wants no part in Ranrock's fight.
A friendly goblin? You know, goblins cursed my sister to shut her up. Said she should be seen and not heard.
I do, but not all goblins are...
Not all goblins what? Have you forgotten Feldcroft? Have you forgotten the mine we just went through?
No, Sebastian, I haven't. You're not listening to me.
Why would I listen to someone so ignorant?
Perhaps your uncle was right about you. You don't know when to stop.
Oh, I do know when to stop. Unbelievable.
靠北。
Not sure what I did to deserve that.
哇哇，这就是黑魔法，这就是黑魔法的力量吗？太猛了！完了，他停不下来了，中毒了。完啦，这就是黑魔法的力量啊！Sebastian 被我玩到坏掉了。他坏掉了。靠北。 完了，他坏掉了。我跟他吵翻之后，他居然就变成这副德性了。完了，坏了。你就加油吧。哎，好了好了。哎，没有，他不跳了，他不跳了，他不闪了。可恶！ 刚才那个选项，一个是说他真是残忍，然后一个是说你没有想清楚。可是，在我的眼里啦，英文可能意思不一样。可是，在我的眼里，你翻成中文，这两个其实是一模一样的东西，你知道吗？就那两个选项，在我的眼里其实是同一个意思。 就很难选，你知道吗？我觉得有点危险。老实说，那照他这样子的话，搞不好在我的那个什么，在我的那个选项里面，一个不小心就走到什么错误的路线之类的。 跟我想的完全不一样什么的。
Welcome back.
校长致辞。
Hello, Professor. I have news. The goblins are looking for something. Another repository. They've built drills to help with their search.
Most troubling.
Are these repositories like the broken container I found at Rookwood Castle?
They are. I fear we have no time to lose. Have a look at the map. Fortunately, the next trial is fairly nearby.
It's Hogwarts.
As you know, I was headmistress in my time. My portrait hangs in the headmaster's office. In fact, I witnessed Professor Black learn of your arrival. And I'll confess that I wondered about you.
Wait, is the next trial in the headmaster's office?
It is. I had hoped that when the time came, the occupant of that office would be of help to us. Unfortunately, this headmaster seems wildly unconcerned with anything but himself. You'll need access to the office while he's away.
I understand.
啊，没有，卫斯理是副校长，校长那一个我们从头到尾，其实老实讲，我对他没有什么印
I shall
象。
meet you in my portrait there. Until then.
校长，我见他几次啊？
How will I gain access to the headmaster's office?
Ah, 完了 ，Sebastian 被我玩坏了，这下怎么办？他终于中毒了。
Balthazar loves me. I'm his best friend.
We should speak with Mr. Bickle's friends. I believe I can sneak away without drawing my mother's eye. Meet me near Hogsmeade, and we will devise a plan.
哎，我看看哦。哦，怕比，我先去好了。嗯。 我来。
I can do this. I can do this. They will want to help.
Is this where we're meeting the centaurs?
Well, they don't exactly know we're coming, so it's less of a meeting and more of a surprise, I suppose.
Once we tell them about the Snidgets, they'll understand why we came and they'll want to help.
I hope you're right. Perhaps they'll be able to tell that we're sincere. There's something about them that's so knowing. It's almost unnerving.
I suppose they are known for having an air of omniscience.
That's exactly the right word. I just... never mind.
What is it?
It's nothing, truly. We've no secrets to hide.
What?
That's right. We'll simply be honest with them about what we're trying to do.
危险.
They'll have to help us, won't they?
Yes, of course. You're absolutely right. We'll meet with them, tell them about the Snidgets, and I'm sure it'll all be fun.
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Please! We were hoping to speak with you.
Ah!
I suppose you'd like a tale for your friends of the time you spoke to a centaur, and it spoke back.
No, never. We're here because we need your help.
Enough! You made a grave error in judgment in coming here, little witch.
Leave them be, Alec. We do not harm the young. It is not our way.
You forget your place, old fool. I'm the leader of this herd, and while you cling to our way, their kind continue to slaughter beasts like us without a care!
From what I can see, they have slaughtered no one. They will leave here unharmed.
Mark my words, Doran. If I ever see them again, it will be all 3 of your heads.
Foolish children. Do you know what happens to wizards who wander here? Now, follow me before
Golden Snidgets are still alive, and the poachers are after them. They know that the key to finding them lies in the moonlight, but they don't know what that means, yet. Please, help us find the Snidgets before the poachers do.
Could it be? In the south, there is a cave within which lies what the poachers seek. A moonstone. Retrieve it and place it in the henge in the forest. I, on the other hand, must go speak with the herd. Find me after you have done this.
I don't understand. So the moonlight mentioned in the journal doesn't refer to actual moonlight, but to a moonstone. What do moonstones have to do with Snidgets? And why was he so certain about where we could find one?
Isn't Moonstone all around us? Why retrieve one from a cave?
Knowing centaurs, I suspect he's referring to a specific moonstone. We'll likely know it when we see it.
I don't know, but I am inclined to believe him, what with his being a centaur and all.
I am too. It is a shame how quickly he left. What was his name? Doran.
That's what the leader of the herd called him.
Well, if Doran knows something we don't, I'd rather act now and ask questions later. I can head to the library and start looking into the cave he mentioned. I'll let you know what I find.
又要等，又要等。好。
Castle must have been quite stately in its time.
Are you ready to put an end to Harlow?
Harlow.
I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan.
We must gather information from the friends of Mr. Bickle that Archie and Mrs. Bickle mentioned. Agabus Filbert, Otto Dibble, and Mr. and Mrs. Rabe.
All right.
I suggest that you speak with each of them while I head to the Hogshead. I saw some Ashwinders heading there. And as my mother would never go near the Hogshead, she is less likely to learn of my activities than if I were to wander the village questioning its residents.
Oh.
Very well. I'll speak with them, see what I can learn.
I knew I could rely on you. We need to know how they are being blackmailed by Rookwood and Harlow. Meet me here after you have spoken with them.
Okay.
Hopefully, by the time you return, I will be able to move a bit more freely.
Go, go, go.
Mrs. Rabe should be nearby.
Oh, Isco, what have I done?
Mrs. Rabe, I wondered if I might speak with you about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of the Bickles and I'm trying to gather evidence against him.
Poor Joanna and little Archie. And now Harlow has taken my darling Isco.
What do you mean? Why?
I'm a security guard at Gringotts, and my husband is a curse breaker for them. Harlow approached me about helping him extort my colleagues into giving him treasures from the vaults.
And you declined?
Of course I declined. Repeatedly. I thought they'd given up, until I came home one night and found my husband gone, and a note affixed to my door with a knife. The note stated that I only had a few days to reconsider helping with some banking needs, and that my husband would appreciate it if I acted quickly. But the help Harlow wants is help that I cannot give, and my dearest Isco is paying the price.
Are you sure the note means that your husband was kidnapped?
What else could it possibly mean? Besides, I came home to find that someone had trampled the daisies in our garden. It may sound silly, but those were Isco's pride and joy. He would never have let that happen.
Have you helped Harlow since your husband was taken?
No. I'm worried sick about Isco, but he'd never want me to compromise my integrity. I also know that he's extremely clever. That said, I was hoping he would have escaped by now. It makes me concerned as to why he hasn't.
Why wouldn't Harlow extort your husband?
Isco's job is even more removed from the vaults than mine. He travels the world for the bank. He could do nothing for Harlow. I'm the one in the bank on a daily basis, which evidently makes me an enticing target for blackmail.
Thank you, Mrs. Rabe. Knowing the lengths that Harlow will go to is helpful, albeit more than disturbing.
Mr. Bickle was trying to help us, but now he's gone. I don't know what to do.
I shall do all I can to get evidence against Harlow, Mrs. Rabe.
Very well. Here's the note I received. You must be careful as well. Please don't put yourself in danger.
Okay.
Some evidence worth hanging on to.
Thank you.
Now, to find Mr. Bickle's other two friends.
下面一位。
Otto Dibble works at Gladrags. I should check that.
Please tell me.
Mr. Dibble, may I speak with you? It's about Theophilus Harlow.
I've nothing to say about him. May I interest you in a stunning cravat today?
Please, sir, I'd like to help. I spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
You know the Bickles? All right, but we must be discreet. Can't have Mr. Hill hearing this.
I know Mr. Hill. He was kind to me the day of the troll attack.
Oh, he's a good man. But even he wouldn't understand about Harlow. It started a few weeks ago. I was distracted, reading a note, when you-know-who came into the shop. I hid the note behind the counter and offered to help him. He stared at me for a moment, then asked me to check on an order he'd placed. I went into the storeroom to check on what turned out to be a non-existent order. When I returned, he was holding the note.
What was in the note?
It was a note from Rosie Hill, Mr. Hill's daughter. You see, we've been, well, secretly engaged these past 6 months. We haven't told Mr. Hill yet. I dare say he has higher hopes for her. Harlow advised me in no uncertain terms that my relationship with Rosie, not to mention my employment here, depended upon my cooperation.
What does he ask you to do?
It all happened so quickly. In an instant, he took a very expensive scarf from the counter, pocketed it, and smiled.
Huh?
Your secret is safe as long as I can supply my lady friend with delightful items like this every so often. I've been able to cover for his requests until now with some creative bookkeeping, but I can't keep it up for much longer. I'm terrified to say anything. I could never live without Rosie.
Could you give me a bit more detail about the note? That might help me to identify it should I come across it.
It's on Rosie's special pink stationery. It has her monogram at the top, RH. That's how Mr. Hill would know it was real.
What have you been doing to keep the extortion a secret?
Well, as I mentioned, creative bookkeeping. And I've also been trying to cover the costs with my own savings, but I'm running out of money. Of course, none of this bodes well for my efforts to improve my circumstances and be worthy of Rosie.
I met Mr. Hill the day of the troll attack. He was kind to me. Why don't you just tell him?
He's a lovely man. But when it comes to Rosie, I fear he loses all perspective. He'd see this as a grave betrayal. I'd lose my job instantly, and Rosie as well.
Thank you for telling me. I'm gathering evidence to take Harlow down.
I would love nothing more than to see him rotting in Azkaban, but be careful. He's an awful man and incredibly dangerous. As for Rosie's letter, should you happen upon it, I have committed it to memory. You may destroy it immediately.
Understood.
Now hurry off before Mr. Hill returns. Where was I?
We're on the right track. Now to find the last of Mr. Bickle's friends. Agabus Filbert must be around here somewhere.
Hello there.
Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him.
Oh, tragic what happened to Bickle. He wanted me to speak out against Harlow for an act of violence committed against me. But I feared Harlow's retaliation, and so I refused.
If you had spoken out against him as Mr. Bickle asked, perhaps Harlow would be locked away by now.
Perhaps. But perhaps I would have suffered a similar fate.
You said that Harlow committed an act of violence against you. Could you tell me what happened?
Before my extraordinary wife, Dulcibella, passed away, she had just completed a small book of poetry. As a surprise for her birthday, one she never had the chance to celebrate, I had the book beautifully bound and plated in gold. One day, Harlow came calling to punish me for having spoken out against the Neanderthals that comprised Rookwood's lot. Before I knew it, I'd been petrified, and Harlow was rifling through my home. He found the book of poetry, with its exquisite gold plating. I watched helplessly, lying there in my entranceway as he walked away with the book, laughing as he went. I was shaken to my core. Still am, to be honest.
I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again, but do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer?
I suppose I have no choice. This extortion can't go on forever. You can pass it on to anyone who may be willing to help. Harlow does not like people talking, as you already know.
I've spoken with Mr. Bickle's friends. Now to find Natty.
Natty! 怎么看的？我只觉得第一个比较严重，第二个、第三个我觉得有点那个，就是第二个、第三个我反而觉得是不同层面的东西。
It's not like Natty to be late. She said she was going to the Hog's Head. Perhaps I'll find her there.
完了，完啦！大概又要出事啦，Natty。
that he must be around here somewhere. Natty's wand. She can cast without it. She wanted me to find this. She's in trouble. Revelio will show me where she was taken. Revelio.
Nosy little student skill.
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly.
完了，要吵架啦！
The footprints led to this room. There must be another way forward.
Accio!
A hidden door. Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly.
要不被发现，找到娜娜。
Revelio.
不被发现。
I'd better be sure I'm not seen.
这游戏这么看得起我，要我不被发现。
Revelio.
I ought to pay that pretty little shopkeeper in pagan time.
I don't trust Ranrock. You'll tell on us first chance.
I was a proud man.
Nothing even worth stealing in Murrenween.
要不被发现。
The Hamlets don't stand a chance against us.
Revelio.
I hope Rookwood knows what he's doing. They don't seem to care for me in Hogsmeade. Can't say I blame them, what with all I've done.
Joel.
It's Totalis.
爸爸。
Revelio.
Girl's been nothing but trouble. About time we locked her up.
It's Totalis. Revelio.
Be on the lookout for the girl's friend. If they're just enough to try to come through her.
I made it to Hogsmeade later. Still at some trouble. Do you remember the first life you took? Can't say I do.
My loyalty's to Rookwood.
Revelio.
No one else.
这样子会没被
I've
看到
robbed
吗？
every travelling vendor that's passed through here. They never see it coming.
干这样可以哦，这样可以哦。
Stocks after our little visit.
They teach the dark arts at other schools. Why should Hogwarts be any different?
Students these days.
Revelio.
这样真的没问题。哦，有了 ，Rosie。
Everyone in Upper Hogsmeade.
Otto Dibble's love letter from Rosie. He wanted me to destroy this if I found it.
满了。
It's always a pleasant.
Well, when there are no surprises.
We may be working with the goblins for now.
Revelio.
They'll be answering to us. Hmm.
那边是哪里呀？
I shall be shining in
Oh.
his eyes when he sees what I'm capable of.
Revelio.
OK。嘿嘿嘿。
Wonder where we should aim for next. Somewhere else they're lured into thinking the Ministry will protect them.
It's exhausting. Standing here all day waiting to do what...
Revelio.
Wouldn't last a week. You see if you can last even.
We should speak to her again. Perhaps she'll tell us where we can find that friend of hers.
She's determined to say nothing. The boss will deal with her when he arrives.
Revelio.
Expulsion!
What are your thoughts on?
哇！这样到底有没有被发现？这样到底有没有被发现？你这样到底有没有被发现？
He must be here somewhere.
干！不是你这样真的没有被发现吗？你真的没有被发现吗？好一个没有被发现！
They don't seem to care for me in Hogsmeade. Can't say I blame them. Like that.
干认真。
Revelio. Alohomora.
哦，魔杖。可是我还有东西没找到。我要先找到东西。我还有一个东西没拿到。右边那个吗？可是这样怎么看就变成一定要下去把人灭了呢？
They need to be reminded
No.
that we're still running things. I've robbed every traveling vendor that's passed through here. They never see it coming.
It's been a bit grim, I won't deny, but the tides will turn for us soon.
Lower Hogsfield needs some stock.
Someone there?
No.
I know I'm not hearing things.
Revelio.
哇，剩这个蠢蠢的，再见了。
Expulsion! Flash!
Revelio.
哭啊！太可怜。哎，这些人哦，真的是暴殄天物哦。
The book of poems that was taken.
为了不要浪费世间所有的资源，这些东西我代为保管。谢谢。真是的，哎，可怜呐！这些资源放在这边太浪费了，我要好好利用利用。
Mr. Rabe, Daisy told me you'd been abducted.
You spoke with my wife. How is she?
Worried about you. Are you all right?
I am all right. Thank you for coming. These locks are cursed, and there's an anti-apparition jinx on the cells. Even Natty's skill with wandless magic cannot free us. I need you to find my wand.
Mr. Rabe, I found your wand.
Well done. I knew it was nearby. Now, you best stand back. One never knows how a curse will react to being broken.
就这样，这节奏也太简单了吧
Thank you, Mr. Isco.
My pleasure. And thank you, my friend. We owe our lives to your bravery. I may be too weak to disapparate with you both, but I can try.
You go ahead. Find Officer Singer. We will get out of here on our own.
Very well. But be careful. Thank you, my young friends.
Be prepared for a fight. These Ashwinders must pay.
Fight? Fight? Really? Where is the fight? Nah.
Revelio.
战斗呢？没有啊，没有战斗啊！你在说什么鬼话
Let's find Officer Singer
轻松
and
惬
put an end
意
to Halo once and for all.
哦，可是实话居然没有办法直接秒掉一个人呢，我有点惊讶。
Natsai Onai. I should have known. And you, the troll dispatcher. Oh, thank goodness the two of you are safe. Isco Rabe told me a couple of students had rescued him. Should have known it was you two.
Is Mr. Rabe all right?
He is. I sent him home to his wife, Miss Onai. Your mother will not be pleased to learn that you're still risking your safety pursuing these dangerous men.
Actually, Officer Singer, Natty and I learned of several Hogsmeade residents who've had their lives threatened by the Ashbinders. In addition to abducting Mr. Rabe to blackmail his wife and Natty, Rookwood and Harlow have also extorted Agabus Filbert and Otto Dibble.
I will look into all of that. As for the two of you, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but you are taking great risk. Next time, please let the authorities handle the Ashwinders.
呛他，呛他。
With all due respect, officer, the authorities haven't done much about any of this.
There's more to taking down an organization like the Ashwinders than simply storming in and hauling them off based on a few accusations. I must insist that you leave them to us. We shall have no further discussion on this. Natsai, you may wish to speak with your mother about this before I do.
My mother will not like this. Thank you again for listening me. We shall speak soon.
你要是有用的话，你要是他妈有用的话，我还下场干嘛？啊！乌勒格呢呢？我越来越讨厌魔法城里面的东西，魔法城里面的东西。这笑。越玩越觉得这个世界的人好没用哦。
Fine now, then, you guys. Now, hey, Professor Fig, the Keepers have shown me where the next trial is.
Has something changed?
Lodgok and I have learned that the goblins are searching for another repository, like the one we saw at Rookwood Castle. And I discovered that they're building massive drills to help in their search. Professor Fitzgerald seemed very concerned.
I see. Ranrock clearly knows even more than we suspected.
And sir, there's something else. Lodgok knew Miriam.
He knew Miriam?
They encountered each other at Rookwood Castle.
She was
doing research. That's why she found the container with the portkey. He liked her so much that he let her leave with it, despite orders from Ranrock.
I don't know what to say. She could win over almost anyone. I want to hear more of this. And, in fact, I'd like to speak with Lodgok directly. But we've no time now. Where is the next trial?
Believe it or not, it's in the headmaster's office.
Incredible. All right. You'll need the password to get past the stone gargoyle. The headmaster's house elf will know it.
I've actually met Scrope, but I'm not sure he'll tell me. He's rather devoted to the Black family.
He is. So you'll need a disguise. I have just the thing. A polyjuice potion. You'll look and sound like Professor Black.
Wait, doesn't polyjuice potion require a bit of the person you want to change into? And take ages to brew?
It does.
So how do you already have polyjuice potion to change into Professor Black?
One never knows when such a thing may
happen.
Let's just say I felt the need to be prepared for anything. After my fruitless trip to the ministry on his behalf. Now, time is of the essence. Drink up and I shall explain more.
你他妈，你到底收集了多少人的身体组织？你该不会连我的身体组织都有摘吧
？Incredible! I won't forget that taste anytime soon. How do I sound?
Convincing. I've taken the liberty of transfiguring your robes. As we discussed, you'll need the password from Scrope, who could be anywhere in the castle. You might look for Professor Kagawa. She's taken to badgering the poor elf about Quidditch in the hopes that he can convince Black to change his mind. Thus far, unsuccessfully.
I see. But what if Professor Black sees me?
Leave him to me. I shall tell him where to meet a liaison from the Ministry in Hogsmeade. That should give you plenty of time.
Thank you, Professor. I suppose we'll meet again in the map chamber.
It's rather strange to hear gratitude coming from Professor Black. I'll see you there.
啊，不行，我决定了，我要把这一段玩完。至少让我扮演完。
Do you have a moment, Professor? Professor, I was hoping to catch you.
Places to be, Professor Sharp. Places to be.
Of course, sir. Only, you'd asked me about a particular potion, and I
did? I did, yes. Well, spit it out, Sharp. I don't have all day.
Probably best not to discuss it here, sir.
I assure you, Sharp, you may speak freely.
Well, I've brewed the cure for boils you wanted. I can drop it by your office when it's convenient.
Of course, yes. No need for all the cloak and dagger. Simply have a student deliver it.
A student. Very well, sir.
不是你到底哪里烫到啊
Thank you, Sharp. I just hope you've brewed enough for all my boils.
你到底哪里烫到了
To determine which student gets this rather unenviable task.
你烫到你身体上面哪个地方
Has anyone seen my ivory-handled hand mirror? Of course you haven't. Chewing with your mouth open? Where are your manners?
他一脸莫名其妙地看着我，靠北，说靠你变身居然玩得这么嗨。
What could the headmaster want?
Gareth! Mr. Weasley, what are you doing here? Don't you have somewhere to be?
Oh, Professor, yes, of course. All sorts of places I'd rather be right now. Do you need something from me?
I'm looking for my house elf. Surely you've seen him?
Ah, the little one-eared fellow. I saw him heading to the Great Hall moments ago, muttering on about your, sterling graces, sir.
I am watching you, Mr. Weasley. Mr. Redding, who owns Honeydukes, tells me prime potion ingredient. And I know you fancy yourself a skilled potioneer.
Sir, I haven't been anywhere near Honeydukes.
That's enough from you. Just know that I have eyes and ears everywhere. On your way, Mr. Weasley.
啊，你这样子跟人家报，不就说你有问题吗？靠北。
Well, there's one for my diary.
哦天啊！因为从头到尾威斯理就只有跟主角讲过，请他帮忙打、啊。他妈的，你要是这个自己报出来，不就说你有问题？哇！
I haven't time for any of you at the moment. None. None at all. Move aside.
Headmaster, here. What could he want?
哎，想跑啊！
Mr. Gaunt, where do you think you're going?
看到我就想跑啊！哈
Sir, I'm simply on my way outside.
Taking the day off, eh? Typical student, wasting the hours away.
你不能这样子，变成校长就想要呛哎。
And its uses was heading to the greenhouse.
Ah, yes. Mixed with bubo tuber pus makes a fine mustache paste. Yes, mustache paste. I find.
Are you feeling all right, sir? You don't seem yourself.
I assure you, I am quite healthy, Gaunt. If I need a medical diagnosis, I shall head to St. Mungo's.
哎，不是你他妈，他对我举魔杖，靠北！
Disney and Booba Tuber.
他对我起敌意了，他起杀心了，他把魔杖举起来。我操！哥，我快受不了了。
When I witness what passes for magic in these halls, I simply mourn for the future of the wizarding
你
world.
不能够这个样子，变成校长这样玩。
Professor, a word? I should like to speak with you, Professor. Professor Black? Again, it is not too late to reconsider your decision regarding Quidditch. We could still have trials and a somewhat shortened season. It would be better than none at all.
But the injury, Madam Kogawa.
Professor, more than one student has taken a bludger to the head on our pitch. I dare say it knocked some sense into them. And they are fine now. The fact that it happened to be a pureblood, well, that's no reason to...
What nonsense! That you would trivialize the health of a student over a silly game.
A silly game? You are quite impossible sometimes. Sir, I've a good mind to write to the Department of Magical Games and Sports at the Ministry.
拜校长的人品，就这么办。
Good idea. I can even provide the parchment should you need it. Now, where is my elf?
Parchment? Very well, I will, and with pleasure. And I spotted Scrope in the Great Hall. Seems to be avoiding me.
I wonder why. Good day, Madam Kogawa.
What did we do to deserve him as the headmaster?
If you must speak with me, consult my secretaries or what have you. Now move along.
哎，不是啊，等一下啊，我的小地图上面的那个不见了。校长 ，Oh no！ 史瓜夫在哪里啊？等一下啦，我小地图的任务图示又不见了啦，那干嘛？我小地图的那个任务不见了。我小地图的那一个任务引导不见了，我不知道怎么去哎。哦，不是校长他过来。哦，有。
Miss Broom, a word.
Oh, Professor, this is an interesting surprise. It's Bloom, by the way.
Remind me of your area of affinity, Broom. OWLs are swift approaching.
Charms, sir. Non-verbal spells. Might work on one that makes me disappear.
Well, keep at it, Broom. And before you know it, you'll be as invisible as that new fifth year seems to be.
They're not invisible, sir. I've seen them near the library. In fact, they help me with my, heavy books.
Speaking of invisible, where's my blasted house elf?
Something seems a little off.
校长总觉得吃错了。靠北。每跳一下都感觉自己的腰快断。
The future is yours.
Professor, I need to speak to you. Hello, Professor Black.
Ah, Professor Weasley. How delightful to see you.
Sir?
Since I have you here, I wonder if I might, speak with you about Professor Fig.
Oh. Very well.
I've decided to give him a bit more, leeway with his time.
Leeway, Professor? Are you sure that's wise? I confess I do worry for his students. He's rarely here as it is.
应该是这个吧，应该是这个吧。如果要像校长的话，应该要这个吧。 上面这个感觉就怪怪的、啊。诶。
I realize that, and I'd like to keep it that way.
I see. But, sir, if I may, I am wary of how much time the new fifth year seems to be spending away from the castle, supposedly on Professor Fig's behalf. I've heard unsettling rumors of their escapades. Everything from sneaking into the Forbidden Forest to confronting Ranrock's loyalists and Rookwood's lot.
What? Goodness. You cannot believe everything you hear, Professor. No, you cannot. I mean, I shall keep an eye on Fig. You simply keep doing the wonderful job that you're doing. Simply wonderful.
Thank you. But I'm happy to look into...
Good. That'll be all, Weasley.
Hey.
Good day.
A wonderful job. Leeway for Professor Fig. I shall never understand that man.
That ought to give Professor Fig some breathing room.
哎，他看到我还会那个。
Professor Black is happy with Scrope's performance as his house elf. There's no doubt in Scrope's mind.
Scrope!
Oh, greetings, Master.
Remind me of the password to my office.
Oh, but Master made Scrope swear never to tell anyone, even Master himself.
你居然敢质问我
How dare you question me? I've a mind to give you a matching set of ears.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Scrope begs forgiveness. It is the Black family motto, Master.
Right. Of course.
Master does remember it.
It's purebloods forever, isn't it?
Close, Master. Scrope thinks Master is indeed testing Scrope. It is always pure.
Obviously.
And, of course, as Master knows, in French.
Ah, yes, of course. I order you to pronounce it for me.
Oh, Master knows that Scrope's French is most pitiful. Oh, very well. Toujours pure.
There is another matter, Scrope. I confiscated this filthy diary from a student. It smells of squid and seawater.
Oh, Apollonia's diary. That is quite a surprise, Master. What do you wish Scrope to do with this treasure? Rubbish.
Whatever you wish, Scrope. It's your treasure.
Hey!
Now, off with you.
哎，干你！这句就暴露了吧
I best get out of sight. Ahem! Attention, students! I hereby decree that the Great Hall be forthwith decorated in the stunning banners of Slytherin. I shall be taking no questions at this time, or ever.
靠北，干！操！我的妈呀！
Made it just in time. It's wearing off.
Fig was right. I can't believe it worked. Now to speak the password to the gargoyle.
哦，天哪！
Confringo!
哦，好啦，差不多。哎呀，真是的。校长办公室。 唉，嘎，这也太乱了。真的主线比较有意思。
The gargoyle. That's where I need to speak the password. Toujours pure. I wonder if all the elite wizarding families have a motto.
Revelio.
It's good to see you.
All thanks to Professor Fig's quick thinking. Now what?
Approach the pedestal in the antechamber and read the book that appears.
What can I expect to find in the book?
A story. I cannot say more. You may recognize some elements of it, as I was inspired by a tale with which many wizarding children are familiar.
I suspect there will be more to this than reading a book.
Your suspicions are correct. We shall speak when you are finished.
Has this been under the headmaster's nose all this time?
烫伤治愈魔药1瓶。校长家的茶，那个房间的茶真好喝。
Revelio.
所以他妈校长到底是烫到自己哪里？生发水、胡须蜡、绿玫怪发油、珍珠手柄梳子、金色手柄不求人、黑妖精灭迹。小额定金已收款期，余款项向魔法部收取。妈的，你到底烫到自己哪里啊？好了，休息了，休息了，休息了，下一次再说了。已经12点半了。
Where am I? Professor
Fitzgerald,
can you hear me?
I am here. In this place, you may call me Neve. You shall be witness to a fable. Pay attention. Things are not always as they seem. You must move swiftly and cautiously. Use the tools you encounter to find me. The first you is a cloak.
好啦，先这样，休息了，休息了。储存 ，OK。啊，休息了，休息了，休息了，休息了，今天就先到这了。妈的！我知道校长平常就很急歪啊，可是你拜的更多啊！天哪！校长回来一定，干不是校长回来还要被投诉，还要被那个飞行扫帚的老师投诉，干！真是的。我看看啊。场面家中全晚安 ，Eva 晚安，喜爱晚安，UC 晚安，枫木晚安，小雪晚安，再来 Summer Rage 晚安，大燃烧晚安。好了，就先这样啦，累了累了。啊，真的是笑死我了。啊 ，OK， 那明天再继续 Tavi 吧，这个应该是后天。然后我应该可以拿到那个啦，我应该可以拿到那个 宝可梦的 DLC， 所以到时候应该也会玩。OK， 先这样，各位晚安，下次见，拜拜。